Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tuesday night edition of Sounding Off Podcast. I am your host, Eddie Gonzalez, live from Moscow, Russia, and live from the great Crimea Peninsula is Kevin Michelizzi.
Hey everybody.
Yeah, so hey, I thought I would use my old Sounding Off Podcast intro that I used during the Biden administration because I don't know about you, but I've been getting Biden vibes by reading a lot of what's going on X. I mean, kind of sounds like neocons have taken over President Trump, and I don't know. It's like, what? What is
Sure
going
sounds
on?
like same crap, different day.
Same crap, different day. The same neocon talking points have been coming out of not only President Trump, which is surprising, but of course Lindsey Graham and Lindsey Camp. And so, yeah, I thought I'd come on today to talk about it. And actually, I had a Truth Social post that Trump put out earlier today, and I was going to display that, but then he decided to throw more fuel on the fire. Okay, and he came out with a new statement, another statement, and he came out with this. What Vladimir Putin doesn't realize, not President Putin, right? Vladimir Putin doesn't realize is that if it weren't for me, lots of really bad things would have no, let me start over. What Vladimir Putin doesn't realize is that if it weren't for me, lots of really bad things would have already happened to Russia. And I mean really bad. He's playing with fire. And when I read that, I actually read that in my mind in Tony Soprano's voice, because that's how it comes across. You know what I mean? It comes across like, man, some mafia dude not happy with how a deal's going down. What say you?
Well, it's Biden-ish, but on the other hand, it is really, I don't know. I guess that makes it Biden-ish too. But he's really out there on this stuff. After all, he is the peacemaker in the deal, and now he is the guy who is preventing from Russia being destroyed. Yet he hasn't. I heard him earlier today talking about how Vladimir Putin was crazy, and he might, apply more pressure on Russia, but the guy hasn't changed anything. He's still providing military support. A couple of days ago, he went along with France, Germany, and the EU or the UK in allowing strikes with long-range weapons deep into Russia. So, is he just verbalizing what he's doing anyway? I mean, he can't call it Biden's war anymore.
Well, that's definitely the thing. He can't call it Biden's war anymore. It's his war now, because he's decided to take it on whether he likes it or not. And I read something earlier, but I don't know if I saved it. And where did I save it? Maybe I saved it on my phone. But supposedly Germany was backing down on their prior statements about striking with long-range weapons provided by Germany. They're saying now, and I can't find it, so I'll paraphrase, that final decision was never made. So it was only MERS kind of just talking about it, thinking out loud, so to speak, is what they're saying. So I don't know if they're trying to walk that back now, or is that going to happen? But there is a weird sense of silent escalation. I don't know how else to call it, because they're just not, they're not escalating in a sense that they're actually pushing towards something. They're only talking about pushing something. So I don't know. I'm at a loss. Of course, it's early. If you're watching us from the great United States, it's earlier over there. So we still deep in the news cycle. What time is it back home? 1:42 p.m. Central. So
the thing is he was pretty definite in his statement the other day that we have agreed to do this and we have lifted all restrictions. So did he get his pee-pee spanked maybe?
Well,
we only want verbal escalations, but we don't want to be making profound statements like that because we understand Putin means what he says about striking your country if you allow this.
That's just a strange way to tell me you love me. I'm just remembering that song right now from the 70s. But anyway, that's a strange way to conduct diplomacy, isn't it? I mean,
well,
I don't know.
I'm looking at a clarification that he made on this whole thing today. He says he's clarifying that the lifting of range restrictions by Germany, the US, the UK, and France occurred several months ago, allowing them to target Russian military positions beyond its borders. So he's going in one direction and everybody else is going in another. Trump is, typical Trump. Who knows where he's going?
Yeah, I have no idea. But if you spend any amount of time on X, and I spend my fair share of time there, you will notice that those that are making statements about this situation, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, are not the usual characters. You've got General Kellogg, who is a total moron and imbecile. Just a total idiot. He's making plenty of statements. Trump's making statements. Lindsey Graham's making statements. But where are the calmer voices? Where's J.D. Vance in this? Where's Tulsi Gabbard? They are noticeably absent. Of course, maybe they're doing their jobs, but why are they not involved? Why are they not whispering into the ear of President Trump? And who knows, they may. But they're not listening to their voices.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no comment on this. I mean, they're all quiet all of a sudden, and we've got the Neocon group speaking. And is Mertz another hardcore neocon, and yet his co-chancellor is trying to walk back the statements? And I don't know. This is just really strange.
Well, it didn't take long for Dmitry Medvedev to retort Trump's statement. And I haven't even read it, so I'm reading it as I'm reading it. Yeah. Regarding Trump's words about Putin playing with fire and really bad things happening to Russia, I only know of one really bad thing: World War III. I hope Trump understands this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Incredible. So, I don't know what to say. And I'm scanning to see if there's any up to the minute last statements or, maybe. Nope. Everything is as is. Wow.
Yeah.
So, here we were marching toward diplomacy. At least we thought we were. We were marching toward peace. We had Istanbul, and everything seemed to be going according to either not plan, but a plan to draft a peace proposal. I think that's what it was. So, do we have a peace proposal from Ukraine or Russia?
Well, we have one from Ukraine, which says Russia will remove themselves back to the 91 borders. We have one from Russia, which has been the same all along, is get out of everything we now claim as Russian. And, I haven't seen anything move from there.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything either. So that's gone out the window. Or maybe stalled. Who knows? But now, what happened over the weekend? So, in case you do not know, there's been some massive drone strikes that have been initiated by Ukraine and Ukrainian forces against Russia in Russia. And, of course, Russian forces retaliated. Then there was a supposed, and I say supposed because we don't know for sure, it's being reported that President Putin's helicopter, while he was en route to or from Kursk region, had to defend itself against a barrage of incoming missiles, of which they were all successfully defeated. And what was interesting is that, go ahead.
I was going to say, but that's according to unnamed military sources familiar with the situation. So, again, rumors?
That's why I said it's been reported, but we don't know for sure. But it kind of, I don't know. Let's look at what Trump said over the weekend. I believe maybe it was yesterday. I have no idea. But he was he was questioned by a reporter, or answering a reporter's question, and he was very angry at the stalemate. He was very angry that Russia had fired a cocktail of munitions into Ukraine, and one of their targets was the Antonov military factory. And this is a factory that manufactures drones. So it was a military target. There was a huge barrage in this whole cocktail of munitions. And reportedly, there were some civilian deaths. And Trump was apparently responding to that. And he was quite angry that, that Putin was doing this. And then a reporter said, well, what comment do you have about President Putin's helicopter being shot at by Ukrainian forces that were trying to assassinate President Putin? And then he responds in effect, by saying, "Oh, well, then I guess he's got a very good reason." And it's like,
Yeah.
no argument there, but it leads one to believe, where are you getting your intelligence from? It's been in the X news cycle on the internet and on Telegram for hours. Actually, at this point, I think a whole day or more.
Actually, this supposedly happened on the 20th. So it's been a week. So
It's been a week.
May 20th, 7 days ago. So that's why I question if it really happened, because even if it did, it's not related to the recent strikes, because the strikes by Ukraine started on the 25th. Russia responded on the 26th. Ukraine tried to strike again on the 26th. Russia struck again on the 27th. So we're talking, 6-7 days ago. So the two aren't related, even if this assassination attempt, did take place.
Right. So, like I said, it's unconfirmed. And Trump kind of responded kind of like, it either makes me believe he knew about it, but he didn't know that it was related, or didn't think it was related till the latest attack, or what. At this point, we're just guessing at this point. But
So let me ask
very
you this,
interesting
Eddie.
development.
So they struck at the Antonov plant where they build drones. A lot of the people working at the Antonov plant are probably what you would call civilians. However, is a civilian building military equipment a valid military target? I would say yes.
Well, you could call them a combatant of sorts.
Yeah.
They're the ones putting the arms together. So yeah.
And I'm not saying no, they're also saying in this latest attack by Russia, 3 children were killed. And we have to admit that even when a military target is struck, there may be, civilian casualties. There may be collateral damage. But have you noticed that none of the Western press has reported about the fact that it was Ukraine that started lobbing hundreds of drones at Moscow?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm reading something by.
Thank you for coming. Let me just say this. Thank you for coming, John Scott, and go to the front and fight for Ukraine.
Yeah. John Scott. See ya.
Paka.
Robert Barnes just made a post, and of course he's talking about, he's quoting Trump's Truth Social post about really bad things. And Robert says, I suspect Trump is testing out the response from his base. The post has almost been ratioed on Truth with overwhelmingly negative responses. His base, meaning the American voter, MAGA supporters, his base has zero interest in Trump doing with Ukraine what Nixon was dumb enough to do with Vietnam. That's continuing a losing war. The thing is, will he listen to that base?
Gee, where did we hear this comment about Trump getting stuck in a Vietnam War recently? 2 days ago? Mike Krupa?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sounds awfully familiar.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. If that's the case with Trump, sure. But, well, I guess I don't even have to ask my question about Europe. I mean, they've been on this bent for a while.
Yeah, they sure have. And so, I don't know. You guys in the live chat, what are your thoughts on this? So, and let me know where you're watching from as well, because this, I suspect, people in Europe may have a different opinion than those living in the States. And those living in the States who tend to watch programs such as this tend to be opposed to what's going on in Ukraine and the support by the United States with weapons and money. So, what do you guys think of this? Is this Trump and the art of the deal, which I called it the art of the art of war? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. He's definitely can no longer call himself the peace president.
No, he's lost that. If he wanted to be the peace president, on day 1 or 2, he could have said, "We are suspending and withdrawing all support to this crap in Ukraine," which, in a way, he did.
Look down.
But
Look down here.
What's down there? What?
Look, one under my finger.
I can't. Ministry of Absolute Truth? What?
No, other side under my finger.
I can't
What's
see
this?
it, dude. What is it?
Chart. You don't see Chart's comment down there?
No. Business. There it is. Business as usual for U.S. foreign policy. Yeah. I agree.
I had to toggle the little switch to make his comment come up down in the corner.
But it didn't come up.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at it. It's right underneath me.
It's coming up because I put it there.
No, it's. Hey, can you guys see? Can you guys see Chort's comment on the screen underneath?
They could see Chort's, but I'm going to remove it right now. Now, where's yours?
I see it right underneath me, down at the bottom of the screen.
Okay. It's on the very bottom of the screen.
It's itty bitty, but
it's itty bitty. Yes. Okay. Cool. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, new feature. Hey, look at that. Sergey's comment too.
Yeah. There you. Oh, so you can put them together. Cool.
May scroll up past my face, but
yeah. Wow.
We'll see.
Interesting. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, they turned that on yesterday. Sorry, didn't mean to distract the show.
No, that's cool. Is that a StreamYard thing?
Let's see what it does, yeah.
That's a StreamYard thing.
Yeah.
There it is. Show comments on stage.
Yeah.
It's a beta. Interesting.
Hey, Dingbat. He wants to know if we can make sure your camera battery is charging.
The battery is charged. I put a full battery in it. And we're not going to be on that long tonight since we're in the middle of the week. But yeah, it is charged. Yeah, wow.
Unlike Kevin Dingbat, who actually bought the dummy battery to go in it that connects to the AC power.
You did. So, I don't know.
Yep, it's just going to scroll on over the top of me. So,
Is it?
Not the brightest implementation.
Maybe not. Even if we did this,
so,
maybe it's a little bit better. We can kind of still see it.
Yeah. So I just don't know what to think anymore, Eddie. The brighter minds in his administration are being quiet, but somebody has to be telling Trump, Vladimir Putin has been solid and consistent from day one. I mean, he's been solid and consistent from December of 2021. And somebody has to tell him that for the last 20 years running Russia, when he says, this is the way it is, this is the way it is. He isn't wavering like the rest of these fools. And now, it could be that Trump, gets caught up in this, there's an ocean between us and them thing. The guys who really need to get their heads screwed on straight is the Europeans. Because can you imagine an actual hit in Moscow with a German-made drone? And I don't believe all these drones that have been going that way towards you guys have been Ukrainian-made. I've actually heard reports, no verification, that there were German and French drones in that mix as well. And, what did they say? You strike our civilian population in Moscow, and, your military targets in your own countries are, let's say have
game.
targets drawn on them for a Reshnik.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Moscow's been pretty tight with those Oreshniks. I mean, either they can only build one a year, or they've got a whole battery of them stored up somewhere.
Yeah, or they just make them one at a time. Make one and then fire it off.
Use it. Yeah.
So I don't know. So, in other news over the weekend, did you all hear the slap that was heard around the world?
The slap heard around the world?
The slap heard around the world. And of course, I don't have any of the pictures or video, but supposedly Emmanuel Macron and his wife
Oh, yeah, I saw
visited
that
Vietnam over the weekend, or was it yesterday? Who knows? And when they landed, and of course they're opening the door, and Macro Man was standing there behind it, and suddenly he gets slapped in the face by Mrs. Macron. Yeah, and then he's totally stunned, and like, oh, hey everybody, it's cool, everything's good, So, I don't know. It was funny.
Yeah. So all I saw is the headline. What was it based around?
I don't know.
Other than
This could have
Mama
been, a marital spat, as I guess how they're talking about, or they're framing it as a marital spat, but actually the official word was it was playful banter before. It was just playful banter between husband and wife. So who knows, man? It didn't look very playful to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I cannot say one time I've ever had playful banter with my wife where it included a slap.
Yeah, I've seen and heard of love taps, but there was no love in that tap. Not that one that I saw. So, I don't know, man. But the slap heard around the world. Yeah, so I guess spousal abuse, is a concern in the Macron household. So.
Well, then of course, yeah, I don't know. Macron brings controversy at every moment. You know, a couple of weeks ago it was the cocaine slash tissue paper versus some unknown white object. Yeah, maybe I don't know. You know, growing up, my mother always told me, "Show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are." Maybe he's been hanging out with, the Snow King too much.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And then there's just hundreds of memes that came out of that slap from Macron. So, I don't know. So basically, what did this idiot... Man, I wish I could clip these posts from X and put it on StreamYard.
Yeah.
But anyway, so here we have Kellogg, General Kellogg, saying, and I'll quote, "We like our peace plan because Russia and Ukraine don't like it." What? We have a 22-point plan that we brought from London. It basically outlines where we want to go, and frankly, we think it's a good one because neither side likes it. And that, as we know, is a sign of progress when both sides are unhappy about something. Wow. And I'll tell you what Trump needs to do, just get on with it. It's frustrating, I understand, but the only one who can do it is President Trump. So Kellogg, Mr. Neocon, warmonger, again, doesn't get diplomacy. And I can't believe they keep this guy around.
Well,
wow.
I don't remember who it was in the Russian government the other day that made, a statement when goofy diplomacy things were stated by the UK. I didn't know we were negotiating with them.
Yeah, nuts. I tell you what, since you tend to talk with the customer service team at StreamYard, maybe the next time you talk to them, you could tell them it would be cool if they could build a browser into StreamYard where we could browse into a website and then just bring it in like another camera. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it isn't the StreamYard support guys I have the contacts at. It's Streamlabs.
Well, hey, Streamlabs, if you're listening, that would be a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Just build a browser.
I wonder if you can. If you do a new layout. Woo! Did I just screw us up?
No, you're still there.
Okay. Add item, camera slot. Oh, I see you. What can be in this camera slot?
Where it says extra camera?
Yeah. Oh, I guess it can just be a camera.
Well, it says you can share screen. What does that mean?
Well, that's
screen sharing.
I was hoping you could share a screen like as an extra camera.
But you can't.
Apparently not.
So here's the Chrome tab. Here's window. Entire screen. Choose what you want to share.
Slot. Single media slot can display items from present menus such as slides, screen shares, and videos. Yeah. So hey.
Wait a minute.
Here,
Let's try
put a
something.
media
We're
block
going to
in there.
experiment live on this platform. Let's see if this works.
There's Eddie's camera. And,
Oh, wow. There we go.
dynamic camera grid.
There we go. Do you see me on the screen now? Do you see my...
Yeah, I see it.
All right. But I think I have to actually...
You have to save that layout.
I have to go to... Okay. Can you still see this then?
Yeah. Well, yeah, all you did was standard share screen. Actually, you can, if you create a new layout, you can put a dynamic camera thing with the two of us and a resizable window for the share screen.
Cool. All right. We'll have to play with that next time.
Yeah. Hey guys, that's why you come and watch the two idiots, because we're easily distractible.
Well, it's easy. Actually, it's easier to do it like this. We're already live.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
we're already
Okay.
live. We can just test it out, see what works, see what doesn't work. But that's not bad. The only problem is I can't be on StreamYard tab. I have to actually go to the next tab. And then I can scroll and I can do whatever. The only thing is I wonder if I can bring audio. Let's try. You can hear the audio. Can you?
Yeah. Don't get in trouble with the audio.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah, I know what you mean. So that's why I cut it out. Wow. All right.
So,
Interesting.
Hey, get your screen share ready. Now, where did it put it? Cinema special. Oh, I just created a new. Oh, there. Okay, down arrow. Hey, now share your screen in there.
All right, let's see.
Hey, how's that? Woo!
Not bad, but I still have to go here though, to the next.
Yeah.
I have to go to the
Yeah.
different tab. I can't be on the same tab. And
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so we can do this for the next one.
Yeah. And we can show the comments too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So there we go. Look at that. We got comments over there too.
Not bad. I like it. I like it.
Let's, how's that? We'll update the layout. Hey.
Not bad. Actually, between two idiots, we actually not too bad for a couple of idiots.
That's less idiotic, eh?
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's see if I can find.
The slap heard around the world.
The slap heard around the world. Where did that happen? So everybody's talking about this. Okay, I love the cope. Check this out. Trump finally admits it's him alone protecting Putin. Yeah, that's one of those posts. Wow. Trump
Yeah,
has
you know,
admitted he has been protecting Putin. So check this out. Check out these two posts, probably within minutes of each other. One by Anonymous, one by this, who's this? Pekka Kalioniemi, whoever that is. These are coordinated posts. Because they're talking about the same thing. Wow.
Sounds like little Biden disease coming on with Trump. Of course, he's up there in age too.
Yeah, he sure is. And not only that, there's talk. There's talk. Hey, everybody, up close and personal. No, there is. What the heck were we talking about? I just had a Biden moment.
Well, we're talking about the slappers around the world, and then
I started thinking
Trump and a little bit of, as my 99-year-old father used to call it, dimension.
Dimension. I had a train of thought going, and then I clicked the screen, and then I saw, hey, we're up close and personal, and my thought
the train
just
derailed.
left the station. Man, I forgot what we were talking about, or the point I was trying to make.
Right.
Maybe if I go back, no, it wasn't.
We were talking about Trump's dual posts there about, protecting Putin.
Yeah. So no, that's just coordinated propaganda. That's all that is. Nothing new to see there. But yeah. So what else has been going on behind the scenes?
So we were talking about the Oreshniks, and I had to look this up, but Russia claims that their production capability is 25 per month. However, we have conflicting information that says it isn't true, and guess where it comes from? I'll give you a guess. One guess. Guess who says that they can only build 25 a year?
Who is saying that? That they can only build 25 a year.
Yeah. Guess the source of this intelligence. It's a highly credible source of intelligence that everyone else is quoting.
Is it John Brennan?
No. Ukrainian intelligence. They say because of sanctions and them not being able to get components, apparently we don't have enough washing machines to make more than 25 a year.
I'm sorry, but Ukraine.
Even if they're both stretching the numbers, I wouldn't even want to be on the receiving end of 25 a year.
It's true. And all I'm going to say is Ukrainian intelligence is an oxymoron, if I've ever heard of one. Sorry if I offended you, but sorry, not sorry. Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's going on. We'll have to figure out. It's still early in the news cycle in the West. So, Trump still has time to come up with another stupid statement, or change his mind, or decide to hit the button. But here's the thing. I guess here's the main takeaway, is that Trump seems to be, he sounds a little chaotic in the last couple of days in his statements. And I have to wonder what is happening domestically, what is happening within his camp, what is happening politically behind the scenes that we don't see and we don't hear, that has the president kind of a little all over the place, Is it, as you said, is it dimensioning, or how did your dad call it?
My dad used to call it dimension.
Dimension. Yeah, maybe it's dimension, or it's just that he is focused somewhere else. And the other thing is that's been quite obvious to me is the total silence, and not only silence, but absence on the public stage from the vice president and his intelligence folks. Now, over the weekend, of course, yesterday was Memorial Day back in the States, so lots of celebrations, a lot of ceremony, and a lot of honoring for those who served and those who lost their lives. And so Pete Hegseth was on the main stage, of course, with the president, and of course J.D. Vance was there with the president as well. But they have not been making a lot of noise lately. So I'm just thinking out loud, is there something going on behind the scenes? Because we know that there is two wars going on. There's the ongoing kinetic conflict in Ukraine, and there is a political war, a shadow war, if you want to call it, between the deep state and those who are against the deep state. I don't want to give them a label, because you really can't say it's Trump. You really can't say it's the Republicans. You really can't say it's MAGA. It's really the American people, basically.
So I had to ask the all-knowing. And it says that President Trump's recent erratic statements appear to stem from a combination of deliberate strategic choices, internal administrative challenges, possible cognitive factors, media framing, and their consequent impact on international relations. And it then points out that these elements collectively contribute to the unpredictability characterizing his leadership style. And then they list 5 things. Strategic use of unpredictability. Does that sound like a mouthful of hogwash to you?
Sounds like the art of war to me.
Yeah, reminiscent of the madman theory, where he projects unpredictability to keep everybody off guard. Number 2 is internal administration dynamics, saying that he has got great internal discord in his administration with aides and officials struggling to manage his impulsive decisions. Cognitive and communication patterns. Says a trend towards increased repetition, tangential remarks, and confrontational language. And these have led some to speculate about potential cognitive decline. 4 is media representing and sane washing. That he's always been like this, but the media tends to downplay his erratic nature. And the impact on international relations. His inconsistent rhetoric has had tangible effects on foreign policy. I don't know how tangible the effects have been, but it says it has caused confusion among partners and adversaries alike, making it hard to understand where he's really coming from.
Well, I just saw this on X, and this is by no, not me. This Pennsylvania's Trump, and of course they're talking about the really bad post by Trump, and the post says psyops.
Yeah.
You got to wonder, and that's exactly what we're talking about. And I wonder if ChatGPT is listening to us live, because didn't we just rattle those off before?
Yes.
It's like, all right, I guess. But I guess we'll find out, hopefully in the next couple of days, if we're still here and we haven't been blown to smithereens by the big one.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I don't know, man. I get really excited because I think peace finally might be coming. And then Trump goes and just, he doesn't even step in doo doo. He goes deliberately to the
Wait,
outhouse. I mean, to an outhouse, not even a bath. He goes to an outhouse, opens it all up, exposes it, and just takes a whole big load of it and just douses himself in it. It's like, what?
don't piss into the wind, as they say.
It's like, dude,
And
just
he's pissing in hurricane force winds.
all I have to say, President Trump, or maybe one of your lowly staffers, hopefully might be watching this. Please show this to him. But President Trump, shut up. You know, just shut up. Stop talking. Stop posting.
Stop the conflict. Turn off the spigot.
Just turn it off. Would you just be done with it? Walk away. And I've also heard argument that this might be all part of the art of the deal, and the deal's already been made, and this is just theater. This is just to get people like you and me to have something to talk about on a Tuesday evening. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
So, well,
Oh,
that's all
yeah,
I got to say about it.
I'm going to start the conspiracy theory thing since you just brought it up.
Do it.
ChatGPT just told me it's quite plausible that Donald Trump's recent erratic and contradictory statements are part of what he once famously called the art of the deal.
Chat GPT, quit listening to us. Quit copying. Dude, seriously.
The article I released on Substack with a little bit of help from ChatGPT actually had a link to you and I in it. So
What was that?
links to our video streams.
Get out
Actually,
of town.
no, this isn't one that's going out that went out today. It's one that goes out on Wednesday, Thursday.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it actually referred to you, I, and Joseph Rose.
So the yeah, I guess.
It's about
Wow,
life and
we're
death.
feeding the web. We're feeding the web with information. Wow.
We are Putin bots feeding disinformation to the AI databases.
We are Kremlin sponsored, Kremlin paid propagandists.
That's right.
And
Although we're going to have a talk with the boss about,
kind of late on the payments lately. That's
Yeah.
all I gotta say.
like about 5 years for me late.
Get kind of late on the payments, but yeah. So anyway, no, for the record, we are not paid, sponsored, or sanctioned, authorized, whatever other word you want to use, by any government, whether
However,
Russia or the United States. Yeah.
per the short you did with Maria Butina, we
Ah.
had KGB agents. You off to your left, me off to my right.
We do. We do.
If we pan the camera, you will actually see these guys standing here with AK-74s in their arms, pointed at our heads.
Yeah. actually, before the camera would even pan toward them, they will shoot me dead.
That's right.
Well, I won't say that. I won't say that because that sounds violent.
Food.
So I don't want to sound too violent on YouTube. But
I was going to say they'll make us gorge ourselves on that plastic food.
yeah, I'll be silenced. Yeah.
You will be silent
No,
or
guys.
silenced.
Silenced. Yeah. So.
Dingbat.
Yes, gosh, is good. My oh my. Well, if you are still with us 55 minutes into this live stream, I gotta say, I don't know who is more of a dummy, me and Kevin, or you. But we thank you very, very much.
I'll note by the counter, we've only lost one viewer since we started.
Ah, not bad. Apparently, they love entertainment. Watching a couple of.
I think it's the guy we sent to the front, John Scott.
Ah, so John left. Well,
John left with a boot up his butt.
Wow. Thank you all so much on a Tuesday night. I was reading some of these comments earlier today, and I was, I pinged Kevin, and I was like, dude, what is going on with Trump? Let's talk about it. So we decided to come on. We thank you guys for joining. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I got one new subscriber on Sounding Off Podcast. I don't know where they came from or when, but they showed up today, and I was like, wow, that's cool. So if you're not subscribed to the Sounding Off Podcast, do so. If you're not subscribed to Ministry of Absolute Truth, do so. You will find links to more fun because we are on Telegram, we're on, well, I am, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that other good stuff. Anyway.
You'll find the links in the description if Eddie added them in because I didn't do anything for this.
I added mine. You can go and add yours.
Yeah.
When you have time. Yeah. Anyway, I saw 14 on the calendar.
You can find me that way.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, thanks you guys. If Trump starts World War III, we'll be back on here to talk about it. If not, we will say adios, do svidania, spokojnej noci, or dobry din, wherever you are. Have a good day.
Ciao, baby.
All right.
Aloha.
We'll see y'all next time. Adios.